Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the first episode of Robbie Rants. And this is basically me, Robbie, ranting about whatever I want each week. And this week happens to be racism. There is no sense of direction or script. It's just me taking a topic and ranting about it. And like I said, this one is racism. Very touchy subject, very controversial subject. But that's what I like to do. I like to, start fires, you can say. And let's get going with something I've been called a racist for. I am a white person, so as a white person, I think every white person has been called a racist one time in their life or more over something that they weren't racist about, obviously. Or there are obviously racists out there. I'm not saying racism isn't a thing. Racism, is a real serious thing. A lot of people just kind of washed it out. Anyways, I've been called a racist because I don't find black females attractive. I don't. I don't find Asians attractive either. I don't find a lot of countries' women attractive. And I don't understand how that could be racist, that I don't find somebody attractive. I don't pick who I'm attracted to. Doesn't mean I don't like them as people. One of my closest family friends is a black female, and I love her to death. I just don't find them attractive, I like my white women, and I love my Latinas. My weakness is Latina women, or Latin women, whatever the correct term is. That's just the type of women I like. But for some reason, you can be called a racist for that, and you can be called a racist for pretty much anything these days as a white person. You really can. It's gotten out of control. Racism itself isn't a joke. Racism is a very serious matter, but a lot of people treat it like a joke now. And basically, let's take commercials, for example. When you watch a commercial these days, and you could test this out, next commercials you see with a family of some sort, or a group of people. In the group of people, there's always going to be, for the most part, a white person, a black person, an Asian person, a female, a kid. They're going to cover every point they can cover so they can be politically correct. If a commercial only has white people, like a white family in it, that company is going to be called racist. And it's kind of silly to think that, but there's people out there who really go on the internet, and you could just type it in and Google it, and you'll find all these people calling these companies racist from their commercials. And so now all these companies have to be politically correct and have all these different nationalities in their commercials, and that's just so silly. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's become a joke. It really has. And it's a huge double standard. A good example of it being a double standard would be the N-word. The N-word is another. I don't think anybody, white, black, Mexican, anyone, Asian, should say it. It needs to be taken out of everybody's vocabulary. But, of course, black people, not all, I'm not saying all, but a lot of black people say the N-word as slang with their friends, but when a white person says it, they're racist. And that doesn't make sense to me. I don't think a white person should say it, but I don't think a black person should say it either. So what I think is, if the N-word is in your vocabulary and you say it's slang, then it's slang for anyone who says it. Now, if you think the N-word is offensive, then you can't say it either. Why would you call yourself or your friends an offensive word and then say it's that slang? That just doesn't make sense to me. It's so hard for me to wrap my mind around that. And you can say, oh, you don't understand because you're white. Well, that doesn't make sense either, because I know what the word means. I know where it came from. I know how much hurt is in the word and how much anger is in the word. When that word was said to a black person, that was, and it still is to this day, if said by the wrong people, it's still the most hated word a black person could use, or could be called, or used. I think both ways. I just think the word should be taken out of everybody's vocabulary permanently. I think if people stopped using the word as slang, the word's existence would be minimalized. I don't think we'll ever get rid of the word, because there are real racists out there. But if we could just minimalize racism, it's better for everyone, right? Both ways. But anyways, I'm going to stop the subject here. Racism is something I can rant about for hours and hours, and obviously that would bore most people. But feel free to debate me or add something in the comments that maybe you thought I missed. Think I'm wrong, feel free to say so. Fine with civilized conversation. I like talking about these type of subjects. with people that agree with me and people that disagree. As long as it's civilized, I don't see anything wrong with that. I will be doing these every week. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next week. I guess you will find out, and I will catch you then. If you like this, feel free to like and subscribe. Like I said, I will be doing these weekly, and eventually if I get a big enough following, I will probably be doing more than one a week. And anyways, have a good week, guys, and I'll catch you later.